All right, Drew, here's that video. I'm gonna let you watch a few in just regular motion, and then after that, we'll break it down. So here, watch a couple. All right, one more. That last one was pretty good. I'm gonna go back to that one. But you see, you look good, but it can be cleaner, man. And what I was talking about yesterday with your hip, let's go back to that swing. Put it in slow motion. All right. So watch. Okay, you look good. The way you're loading and everything is clean. But watch here at the top of your leg kick right there. See that twist you got right there? Which that twist is going to happen. That's what we were talking about, getting that hip in that cock position, or I can't remember what you said, flex position. That's what you said. So there's that flex position right there. That's the one we're talking about, where if you were on the ground, if you were still on the ground, right in there. So if you kicked from this position, I'm not talking about where your knee is, your foot would still be here. Where your hip and stomach and front side is, that's your in it position to me. And so that would be the one where when you pick up from there, you could stay longer. You see how clean you are? There's no work there. You're just picking up a foot. If you were on the ground, getting your leg kicked there, that's the one you could stay back longer. And we're not changing anything. This just that positioning right there. And so then when you come back down, which, boy, that looks good. You're in it there. Watch the leak. So let's go back. So because of that little twist right there, it gets you leaking a little bit. Good swing though. And so what we're talking about is like just where we can come down right there. See how in it you are? Front knees in it, all that's in it. That's really stacked, really strong. Instead, you land a little bit more out of it. Leaked, leaked, leaked. Sunk in a little bit. Leaked, leaked, sunk in. Top half still looks pretty dang good though. And that's what I'm saying. So you can get away with all that. But man, I'm talking about where consistent power, where you're hitting home runs, doubles all the time. So we're talking about a matter of centimeters of making an adjustment. But you see, there's nothing wrong with anything you're doing there. From ground to ball, your swing is, man, it's there. The finished, what you're talking about, I love it. Everything's there. I think, man, you look great. The thing is, what I'm getting at is, let's keep watching some in slow motion. It could be cleaner on the pickup so you don't create any holes, meaning if you recognize off time out of position coiling right there, that's when we usually tend to get tight and we'll come off balls. In BP, get away with it a lot more. You shouldn't be getting tight. The ball's right down the pooper. So what I'm getting at is in games is where what I'm talking about, where this could really help you with more consistency. So again, let's break this. Let's watch this one. Boy, you're close though. Ooh, that looks good, man. Looks really good. Next one. All right, we'll break down the next one though. All right. So again, I think where you're kicking from lined up here wise, you're there. So we're not talking about anything like that, getting further back or anything. You're in the right position there where you're picking up. That's a really good position. What I want to see, and we talked about it yesterday, is where when you go to pick up, that's more when you pick. Ooh, you start. You know what? You started getting cleaner as we went. That first one we broke down just a couple minutes ago, you were cooling a lot later. Now look, your hip is getting in that position. Ooh, it's a lot less effort. Now we stay back a little better. Ooh, let's see. So when you landed on that one, you're still leaking a little bit. So that's when your foot's completely down. We'd like to be a little more here, still where we're centered. See how you're getting leaked? Everything's just a leak right there. So let's see what happens on that swing from being leaked. Still crushed it in the cage. But again, that could be cleaner. Boy, that swing path though, very nice. Very loose, how your hands and you're not gripping until you're ripping. That separation right there. Oh man, you're right there, Drew. You're right there. I'm just saying for your sake, getting a little cleaner so you can't get out. Well, let's see that again. See why you fell on that at the end. Yeah, just because you leaked a little bit and came off. Okay, that's no big deal. All right, I think there's one more swing, so let's break that one down too. So again, let's see exactly where you're at when you pick up. Boy, you're getting this one's not as coiled. So when you get to that, boom, see how that leaks you right there? Instead of that smooth transition where you just gotta look, that's where you should be picking up from. Boom. So now that one's clean. That would just hold you a hair longer if we're kicking from more of that position compared to that position. So just getting a little more right in there. You see it, right? It's when all that gets in there, all that front side and that back hip gets that flex position, like you said. And it doesn't have to be all the way in, but you see, like right there where it's really in it. Look how clean you are. You could just stay. And what I'm saying is that could keep you back just a hair longer. So when you come down, you're just a hair more in it. And again, I don't mind if the foot like that. That knee's slightly more in it. That's slightly more in it. And then that same swing, man, you're in at 400 feet. Again, you fell on this one too. And I think it's just because you over-rotated at the end. It's all right, though. The game we're running right there. So, all right, let's clear that. Go back to that. Go back in slow motion so you can see it on your, just without me breaking it down. All right. Oof. But boy, what I'm talking about, Drew, is we're talking about a matter of a hair of change. Again, look at that. And again, from the naked eye, just watching you hit live, like in full speed, I'm not saying a word to you. I'm sitting there going, dude, keep it up. But by breaking it down like this is where you can really start seeing how you can stay back long. And that's all for the rest of your career. That's what you're working on, is you're finding ways to stay back longer, seeing the ball better so you can stay in your rhythm and not create holes because we're crashing because we see balls out of position. That's the biggest thing that young hitters do, is like if you're in a game and somebody throws you something hard in and you're in the middle of that, you're not staying loose there to get to that ball. But if you're seeing a ball that you're laid on looking like that, you're not going to panic. You're going to get your hands there. Hopefully that makes sense. So again, if you're reading a fastball out of the hand on an 0-2 count or 1-2 count and looking soft away or something, and he throws you hard in, by that crunch right there could create you really coming off the ball. Or like I was talking about earlier, if you were on the ground here now kicking, getting to that position right there, recognizing fastball in, you could just stay what you're doing right there. You wouldn't panic. Now again, in BP, you're not doing what I'm saying. You're staying good and everything looks good. That front side's staying closed enough. But I'm telling you, power-wise, you land a little bit more in it. But that back hip hasn't created that yet. You're more there instead of there. You'd be amazed on how much further you hit a ball It's amazing. So it's just those little things, man. Hope this worked out. Again, let's watch that. You can watch that in slow motion. I'm going super slow motion now. So you're clean, man. Just having that coil right there, that flex, just where you don't leak a little bit. Really nice. All right, man. Hope that makes sense. Again, we're talking about a matter of a hair, adjusting a hair, not changing swing, keeping your finish like it is, everything the same. Just start trusting all that and get that where that hip is flexed a little bit more before you pick up. All right, dude.